All right, what's up, Counterpunch Boxing? Okay, look, this is kind of a, I don't know, maybe a podcast style video. If you're bored and you want to listen to a little bit of boxing talk, then here we go. Look, I can go live. If you guys want me to go live in the future, where we can kind of talk in real time, I have no problem with that. So just let me know in the comments section. So, I thought, I was like, well, I can make like 2 or 3 different videos, some headlines on Gennady Golovkin, Canelo, or, I can just kind of do an overall type video, and that's what I decided to do. So, first of all, let me get to a recent article that I found interesting because, look, you guys remember, if you listen to the channel, you know that I always kind of felt that Gennady Golovkin took it easy on Jacobs, and he kind of took it easy, even in the Kell Brook fight. I mean, I think that he was trying to lure Canelo in that fight, and especially with Jacobs, just in order to lure Canelo in. So, and now we have Gennady Golovkin actually admitting it, okay? Right here, he says, right now I have to deal with Canelo. This is a very good fight for me, said Golovkin. If I look beautiful, it's easy fight against Daniel Jacobs, then I don't have a fight with Canelo. Right now, I have a fight with Canelo. Right now, this is new style, difficult style. The way he talks is hilarious. And then he says, this is a good fight for business, the best fight. So there it is. Golovkin seems to understand in his mind that if he did a great job against Jacobs, then he wouldn't have gotten the fight against the 26-year-old Canelo, okay? And then here's the cards right here, actually. Golovkin edged Jacobs by 114, 113, 115, 112, 115, 112. Very close fight. Okay, Boxing News. This is where the article is from. Shout out! Look, Boxing News is one of my personal favorite, websites out there. I like them way better than Boxing Scene. I think Boxing Scene, they're a little bit biased. So, shout out to those guys. And Fight Hub. Shout out to Fight Hub TV. Another one of my favorite boxing channels that I like to go to. I mean, as a boxing fan, that's where I go. If it were me, I'd go to like Counterpunch Boxing, and I'd go to Fight Hub. Right here, Jacobs appeared to win 3 rounds in the fight. He was given some arguably gift rounds in the second half of the fight by 3 judges. Now, you remember, Jacobs actually said that he gifted. Where are my pictures? Oh, here we go. That he gifted Gennady Golovkin a couple of rounds. I mean, do you guys remember that? Jacobs, he was doing an interview, and, he felt he was robbed. He felt he clearly won, and he said that I even gave Golovkin a couple of rounds. He said I gifted him a couple of rounds. But look, I took a poll in my group, okay? That's me right there up top. You guys know me. Look, most people call me T, Trace, Trey, but that's me right there. But like I said, my friends call me Trace. But I said, what chance do you give Canelo in the Golovkin fight? And look, I said, do you give him a 50% chance, a 25, that kind of thing. And most people, they've got it, an even fight right down the middle, as I do. Right now, look, I'm kind of going back and forth, okay? I'm kind of like teetering back and forth. Look, no one gave, well, actually one guy, this guy here, said 100% basically Canelo wins, okay? And dude there, 75, someone's 37.5, I don't know, someone made that up. And then, but most people, 20 plus people, 50-50 even type fight. But like I said, I'm kind of teetering back and forth, okay? I mean, I keep going back and forth. Like, one day I think, yeah, I'm pretty sure Golovkin's got it in the bag. He's going to win by knockout. I mean, no way Canelo can handle that power. I mean, even right here, you can see the size difference. You can just see, but I think Canelo, and look, I've been next to Canelo many times, and you guys know, it's on the channel. Go down and watch. I mean, I was not even 3 months ago, I was with Canelo for about 3 hours. Okay, I put it on the channel, and I still have a lot of footage that I'll upload. Okay, I'm gonna upload it pretty soon to the channel. A lot of just different footage. Like I put stuff where he was like praying, and then I was like the only reporter allowed in the HBO special. Oscar De La Hoya was doing some interview with HBO in this little room like backstage, and I was allowed in. So I got a lot of stuff like that that I could put on the channel, but it's old. I mean, it's Canelo Chavez material, but still, it's interesting. But Canelo, okay, and I can tell you this, okay, I know this is kind of weird, but I've shook hands with Canelo 2 or 3 times, and he's got big hands, big, powerful, wrists and things like that. I mean, he's a naturally well-built boxer. He is. He's a stout little dude, and he's got broad shoulders. So now Golovkin, I think Golovkin's his shoulders aren't quite as wide, but he's, longer, taller, that kind of thing. So but you don't really know how big Canelo is until you're there with him. But what's weird about Canelo is, like, okay, during the Kirkland fight, when I was with him before the weigh-in, okay, he looked, I thought he was kind of small. I was like, man, he looks like a welterweight to me. He did. He looked like a welterweight. But then when I interviewed him after the fight, he looked like a middleweight. I was like, it's like that. He didn't even look like the same dude. I mean, it was like, I wish they could do like a side-by-side, like in real life, like at the Wax Museum or some shit, of a pre-weigh-in Canelo and a fight night Canelo, and I'm telling you, he is huge compared to, before the weigh-in. So that's one thing I noticed about Canelo. He's really stocky and stout after the weigh-in, but before he looks like a welterweight. But okay, the headline here: a glimpse at the close relationship between Canelo Alvarez and Oscar De La Hoya, and what they were talking about here was basically, who has control of Canelo's career? Because remember, that was the debate. Everyone said Canelo's ducking Golovkin, but is it Oscar De La Hoya? Is he holding him back, or is it Canelo, or is it a collaboration between the two? Now, one thing Canelo keeps talking about how he's going to knock Golovkin out, okay? I mean, in every interview, he's like, I'm going to knock him out, I'm going to knock him out. But one thing that I think is kind of cool is Gennady Golovkin, he said that Canelo got him into Mexican music, okay? He was talking about how they went out, like out in California. They went out, hit the town, like two guys hanging out. They drove around California and hung out together. This is back in, 2011, 2012, whenever they had the sparring sessions and the training camp together. They had, I think, two training camps together. And actually, they had like 3 sparring sessions. That's what you guys don't realize. We only talk about one, but they had 3. And, but yeah, he was just saying, when they're driving around in the car or whatever, Canelo would get him to listen to Mexican music, and then Gennady Golovkin became a fan of like Mexican music. So I thought that was kind of interesting. Let's see, and while Canelo, yeah, and they're talking about right here, if Canelo wins, he's going to be looked at as like a hero, basically. So, the Mexicans said Golovkin's previous opponent missed a golden opportunity to hand the Kazakh his first defeat. Okay, so Canelo, basically, he's saying that Jacobs could have beat him. I think Jacobs gave him too much respect the first 2 rounds, and if he would have started sooner and not respected him, then he would have won a clear decision. Okay, so basically Canelo is saying, had Jacobs, came out, a little more aggressive, he would have beat him. The Golovkin-Alvarez bout will come in 3 weeks, blah, blah, blah. Okay, look, right here. This is Golovkin talking. He got me into Mexican music, Golovkin admitted, a toothy grin escaping him just a little bit. So, like I said, these two guys are friends, okay? I know him, Golovkin said earlier this month, okay, and he knows me. You'd hope so. At least after the two spent a few training camps together, they would spar together, lift weights together, eat and run and take breaks together. Over time, those hours alongside one another translated into a friendship extending beyond the confines of any boxing ring and into nights out together in California. So that's right there. They're like going out hitting the town, and I've read a few testimonies where they were just out hanging out together like friends. Okay, so now Golovkin, I'm going over the headlines here. Okay, real quick. He believes that his age will be his biggest problem. Now, remember, in my top reasons Golovkin beats Canelo, I said his overall experience would help him. Okay, remember, I thought that was nearly 400 amateur fights. I mean, I don't want to go over it all again. Now, in the amateurs, Golovkin did lose like 3 to 5 times. So out of 350 fights, he admitted, he said, yeah, I lost maybe 3 or 4, somewhere in there in the amateurs. And I said, in my top reasons was overall experience, power. What was it? Overall experience, power. I think I said like ring IQ or ring generalship. I can't exactly remember right now, but I thought I had it written down. I'm looking right here. I guess I didn't write it down. And then I remember Canelo, though, what I gave him was, the work rate. I think Canelo, look, let me forget about all that crap. Here's what I think. I think whoever has the higher work rate is going to win the fight, okay? And obviously create a better chance at knocking the other guy out, okay? That's if someone said break it down in 10 seconds, it boils down to work rate. Be first. Let your hands go, okay? I mean, that's it's a fight. People want to see that. People don't want to see footwork and cutting the ring and dancing and pivoting left and right and spinning out and turn. We want to see hands flying, okay? So in my mind, whoever will just simply let their damn hands go. I mean, go back to like an earlier Manny Pacquiao, dude's throwing like 100 punches a round, okay? I mean, we need high activity rate, high velocity, just tons of punches, okay? That's what we need. And I honestly think, I mean, even if they're not all landing clean and sharp, I think whoever is letting their hands go is going to win, okay? And I think if someone's going to stand there and counter and, even land the bigger, better shots in each round, I think the judges are going to give it to the more active boxer. I really do. Because lately, that seems to be the theme, the narrative with these judges, like, whoever is the most active, they just give him the round. Okay, yeah, that guy, he won. At least that's my take on it, okay? But here, again, Canelo talking to TMZ. I guarantee Gennady Golovkin is getting knocked out. I mean, little man, you got some balls on you, boy. I'll tell you what. Canelo Alvarez says there's only one way his fight with Gennady Golovkin is going to end, with Gennady Golovkin getting knocked the hell out, according to Canelo. Wow, okay. And then again, Canelo, I don't see the fight going 12 rounds. I can almost guarantee you it won't make 12 rounds. It will end by knockout. And look, Canelo's never really talked like this. Usually Canelo's like, he's like, talks about how he prepares the same for every fight, and I don't know what's going to happen. He's usually pretty, I don't know, pretty held back with his comments, but very outspoken, talking about a knockout. Okay, Alvarez did clarify that he will be the one winning by knockout, in case you're quick on that joke. He also talked about the Mayweather-McGregor event. Personally, it doesn't bother me. I'm not losing sleep over it. As a sport, it's a lack of respect to the fans. Boxing, Mayweather, one of the best fighters in recent years, to be fighting a pro debut. It's lack of respect. And, I agree. And let me tell you why. I agree. Here, let me get that down here. I agree because, look, I mean, Mayweather has given a lot and taken a lot from boxing, okay? I mean, he's one of the highest paid athletes on the planet, if not the highest paid. He might be like the highest paid athlete on the planet. But, he's made hundreds of millions of dollars off of boxing. Why is it after he retires, he would want to put a fight like this together so close to Canelo Golovkin? I mean, I know it's to spite Oscar De La Hoya and Golden Boy Promotion, but it's like, come on, man. Just, buy a ringside ticket to the fight, enjoy it, and then do your thing with McGregor. Because ultimately, like I said, it's taking away from the traditional real boxing, okay, from just real boxing. when you have 2 pound-for-pound guys in there. This is our generation's Hagler Hearns. I mean, could you imagine back in the days of Hagler Hearns if another boxer would have pulled this shit? You know, it really, I mean, honestly, it's not cool. It's just, you know what, it's not cool, and I don't like it. But okay, right here it says, right now I have to deal with Canelo. This is a very good fight for me. Okay, actually, we already read that. And his age, okay, if he aged well, then it could be years and years. It's a good thing Golovkin didn't look good against Jacobs. Jacobs appeared to win 3 rounds in the fight. Okay, we already went over that too. Now, this is Andre Ward, Tony, what is it, Tony Bellew? I always have a hard time with his name because I'm from Texas, so I call it Bellew, but I know you guys pronounce it differently. But right now, you know, hey, they're talking about this matchup here, and you know what? I like it. Nothing wrong with this. Nothing wrong with an Andre Ward, Tony Bellew. Nothing wrong with it at all. So, you know, we'll see. We'll see where that goes. But and then now we have, oh, Joe Smith, by the way. Joe Smith calling out Kovalev, okay? But Kovalev, he's in a little bit of a pickle right now because, you know, he doesn't know, is he going to be with main events or a main event? Or is he going to go with like a top rank? Because remember, you know, he kind of reached out to Bob Arum and Top Rank, you know, through the media. I mean, that's how a lot of these pro fighters communicate via Twitter, whatever, Facebook, that kind of thing. Typically Twitter, which I need to be a little more active on Twitter. I just don't like Twitter. Okay, that's my thing. And by the way, what the hell happened to a Precise Presenter? Now, I've only watched like one of his videos, to be honest, maybe 2. I can't even remember what he sounds like or looks like or whatever, but I heard his channel got shut down. So if you guys have heard anything, let me know. I mean, I think I probably know what the problem is, but, you know, if you guys have heard anything, let me know. Because someone actually put that in my group, in my Facebook group. You know, they said, they put up a post and said, you know, what happened to his channel. So, you know, I don't know. I mean, maybe copyright issues or something like that. Look, any material I use on my channel, I get permission, okay? I don't, and I make sure that it's under the Fair Use Act, okay? I never. That's why you guys don't see a lot of videos on here, a lot of highlights, stuff like that, because I'm very careful with copyright material, because YouTube will, you know, they will shut you down. And right now I'm having problems with YouTube. Like, I still haven't verified the account. It's a long story. I mean, I've been trying now for like 2 months, and it's close. We're getting close. I only got like 2 things left to do, but YouTube, yeah, man, they're pretty strict. So let's see, up to Golovkin. Hey, yeah, I read that already. But yeah, you know, I'll probably cut it off there. But just in closing, you know, I'm gonna put out, you know, my official like prediction video. But right now, I mean, as of right now, it's barely tilted towards Golovkin, okay? And I'm just being honest. I know a lot of people out there probably don't want to hear this, but it's barely tilted towards Golovkin right now, okay? But I'll tell you what did it. I mean, originally, I kind of favored Golovkin a little more. But talking about retirement and, you know, he's being too nice, I don't see this, like, aggression that I want to see. You know, I know he's a nice guy and all that, but come on, Golovkin, come on, man. Like, this fight could save boxing. You know, this right here will put him in the history books. I mean, this will put him in the Hall of Fame. This fight is huge. I mean, and had it not been for Mayweather-McGregor, this would probably be another Pacquiao-Mayweather, or damn close. I mean, I'd say, man, it could have hit like 3 million buys, okay? And crazy views, okay? Crazy numbers. But I really think with that Mayweather-McGregor, I mean, look, you're not going to have like Hollywood celebrities and shit coming out, you know, within 3 weeks of each other or whatever. What is it? Within 21 days, I forget. It's pretty close, okay? You know, they're just not going to do it. I mean, a lot of them will, but a lot of them won't, okay? And you're not going to have fans. I mean, you know, just in general, you know, hand-to-hand combat sports fans, you're not going to have them shelling out, you know, more money, okay? And like in boxing, be first, okay? Like I said, who's going to win the Canelo Golovkin fight? Well, whoever lets their hands go, whoever's going to be first. Well, in this situation, from a promotional aspect, Mayweather was first, okay? Think about this. I mean, it's no different, okay? So to me, you know, Mayweather threw the first blow, right? So I mean, there's just no way it's not going to affect the outcome of Canelo Golovkin. And what a shame. What a shame. Like I said, I think if the dude had any kind of respect, you know, or morals, pride, whatever you want to call it, then he would have waited. I mean, look, this fight could have been made anytime. This fight could have been made in December, January 2018. You know, kick off 2018 with a huge Mayweather-McGregor event. You know, why does it have to be 3 weeks from Canelo Golovkin? It's bullshit. It really is. And you know, and I understand why Oscar De La Hoya is, you know, just completely upset about it. I get it. I really do. So anyway, guys, I'm gonna leave it at that. Like I said, I just wanted to get on here and kind of bullshit for a minute. You know, usually videos like this, you guys don't realize it, but it'll get like 1,000 views and I delete it, you know, so it's one of them kind of things. I mean, it's almost like a podcast or a live video. I just want to talk about a little boxing, and I want and mainly I want to hear what you guys think. You know, that's why I do it. Ultimately, I don't like talking into a microphone I mean, I'm literally looking at a wall right now. I'm looking at a fucking wall talking, you know, so I do it to hear your comments. So leave a comment below, and I'll be back with another one.